How's it going, everyone? Sorry about the lack of videos over the past few days. I know it's been a pretty hectic week, but I have been sick since pretty much Saturday, and my voice took the toll of that sickness, and I haven't been able to really talk too well. Therefore, I couldn't really make any videos. So as the NFL trade deadline came and went, the Packers did not trade for any player, specifically a wide receiver. But today there was a report that came out that they are interested in wide receiver Odell Beckham. This news was put out by Dov Kleeman here in a tweet, and it states the Bucs, Packers, Bills, and Rams have contacted free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham about potentially signing him. Each team touched base with him, but the current health of his knee remains a question per Albert Breer. Chiefs also showed interest in him prior to the Toney trade. So as I just said, the Packers didn't trade for a wide receiver. We all hoped they would. I did have good insight on the DJ Moore thing. That was a potential thing that was going to happen. It just ended up not happening, and that happens all the time with us Packers fans. We hear that they're negotiating with a team, they're talking with a team, they were in on said player, and then it never happens. This always happens as a Packers fan. They're always in on the conversations, and they end up never trading or signing that said player. But nonetheless, wide receiver is still a big issue for this Green Bay football team, sitting now at 3-5. And this passing offense still has yet to come alive. This intermediate to deep range passing has been awful all year. Nothing has really clicked with this Packers offense in terms of passing. So then that circles back to the point of Odell Beckham. I think the main concern with OBJ would be when he would be ready. Reports are that he could be ready as soon as Thanksgiving, which is week 12. As we know, Beckham tore his ACL in the second quarter of the Super Bowl this year on February 13th. A Thanksgiving return would give him 9 months of recovery, which isn't a crazy long time, but an athlete like Odell Beckham, that can definitely happen. We've seen players come back sooner than then with torn ACLs, and he's already gone through an ACL recovery and looked great afterwards. So I do think he could do that, and I do think he could be in great form by Thanksgiving. It's just a sight to be seen at this point, whether or not he's going to be ready by then. And then he could also take weeks to get back into full form as well. And if the Packers don't turn it around by then, by week 12, then signing Odell Beckham really wouldn't do much. It would likely be a one-year deal if they were to sign Odell. So if the Packers are already at 7 losses by the time they sign him, it really isn't going to do much, nor would he even likely sign with the Packers to begin with. The Packers are currently sitting at 3-5. They're set to play the Lions this week, then the Cowboys, then the Titans, then the Eagles. That's the games all the way up until week 12. So if they lose 2 or more of those games, which could definitely happen, the Eagles are playing really well, the Cowboys are coming back into form, they likely will have trouble even making the playoffs, and that will be the main concern. And their concern wouldn't be, oh, should we sign Odell Beckham? But nonetheless, I do believe Odell would be a huge help to this offense as a wide receiver if he's 100% healthy. Odell played in 8 total regular season games for the Rams last year after being signed and totaled 537 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's 200 more yards than the Packers' current receiving leader through 8 weeks, Allen Lazard. Odell would be an instant number 1 wide receiver in this offense, and I think he would add tremendous value for what they really are lacking in that intermediate to deep game, a premier wide receiver that the defense has to watch out for. I feel like the Packers don't have that right now. You know, a defense isn't going through the week game planning, okay, we need to make sure we stop Allen Lazard. We need to make sure we stop Romeo Doubs. Both receivers, are capable wide receivers and make excellent plays, as we saw Romeo Doubs that amazing catch against the Bills. But it's not a wide receiver that the other team is going into the week going, okay, we need to be careful on this guy. We can't leave him 1v1. And just last year, we saw Odell sign with the Rams over the Packers. It was reported that the Packers offered him near vet minimum, and opposed to the Rams, I think $4.4 million, and that's why he signed with the Rams. But I actually have been told that wasn't the case. Money really wasn't the issue there. It was because when Odell Beckham was ready to sign with the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur basically told him that he's going to be used as an Allen Lazard type of wide receiver and will have to do a lot of the dirty work. And that makes sense considering the Packers still had Devontae Adams at that time. So if they were to sign Odell Beckham back then, he would take snaps away from Allen Lazard, and they likely would have to use him as an Allen Lazard type of wide receiver, outside blocking, doing the dirty work, and that's not something you tell to Odell Beckham, who wants to come in, be a premier wide receiver, get a lot of targets, be on the same page with Aaron Rodgers, and beat teams receiving the ball, not doing the quote-unquote dirty work, which is great to do if you're someone like Allen Lazard, and you need that to, in your run game and your RPO game. But if you're trying to sign someone like Odell Beckham, that's probably not the first words that should come out of your mouth when you're telling someone what their role is going to be within their offense. And at that point, Odell Beckham backed out of the deal with the Packers and then went and signed with the Rams. But this year is obviously much different. The Packers are without Davante Adams, without a clear-cut number one wide receiver. They're currently 3-5, having issue getting anything going on offense, and signing Odell Beckham, if he's ready to go and healthy, he would be that number one prime wide receiver in this offense. And Matt LaFleur could definitely assure that to him. But at the end of the day, will the Packers even be in a position to add Odell Beckham Jr.? But that about does it for this video. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think the Packers should sign Odell Beckham, and do you think he would even help this team right now? Do you think he could be a player that could get them over that hump they're experiencing right now on offense? Leave that down in the comments below. And also, if you are new here and want more Packers news, analysis, and updates every single day, go down, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and also turn on post notifications. But I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.